Good evening and thanks for joining us. We are tracking two breaking political stories which are coming to a head on the same day on both sides of the border. In the U.S., the impeachment of President Donald Trump appears to be just hours away. We'll get to that in just a moment. But we begin in Canada and a major development in the SNC-Lavalin case, the case that ensnared some of the key players in the Liberal government, including the Prime Minister. Two of his senior cabinet ministers resigned as a result. Well, after years of legal and political wrangling, the SNC-Lavalin company has now struck a deal. It pleaded guilty to fraud, admitting to paying millions to the son of Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi to secure contracts in that country. It's been fined $280 million.
The sentence must be a deterrent, generally, but must not be crippling and vindictive. And we believe that the result in this case achieves that.
Other charges of corruption were stayed. In our top story tonight, Abigail Bimman takes us through the deal, the reaction, and what it means for the company.
A construction subsidiary of SNC-Lavalin pleaded guilty to one fraud charge, admitting to sending tens of millions of dollars to the son of Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi in exchange for construction contracts over a 10-year period ending in 2011. The settlement comes with a $280 million fine and a 3-year probation, and the end of a years-long legal saga that became red hot on Parliament Hill this year when then Justice Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould accused the Prime Minister's office of pressuring her to step in and grant what the company wanted, a deferred prosecution agreement, or DPA.
For the court process, it was not good. All the political turmoil around the case was not good for the case, that's for sure. Now, we were able to resolve it, which is a good thing.
In a statement, SNC's CEO said, "I apologize for this past misconduct and welcome the opportunity to move forward." According to the company, moving forward includes no limits on bidding on future projects. That was a big part of the story, as for months the Prime Minister's defense was about saving Canadian jobs, claiming they could be at risk if the company faced a ban on contracts.
I can't apologize for standing up for Canadian jobs.
Other fraud and corruption charges were stayed. Both SNC and government lawyers said they were happy with the decision.
I challenge everyone to find a fine that is higher than that for a criminal offense by a company.
All the publicity did not help them. The political scandal did not help them. So you can say that this plea deal is perhaps the best outcome at this stage, a year later, when so much has happened.
But it's not what the company had originally wanted, and law professor Jennifer Quaid said a DPA may have provided Canadians with more details.
It is a criminal sanction. It's a big fine, and there's a probation order, and those things are part of the criminal law. We don't have a lot of detail about it, though, and I think that is probably the most substantial difference.
In the end, the Attorney General, now David Lametti, never got involved in this case. Today, he said Canadians can be confident the legal system is working as it should.
Abigail, this whole case plagued Prime Minister Trudeau for months. His Attorney General accused him of trying to interfere with the rule of law. What's he saying today?
Well, he reacted to this news today in a year-end interview he was doing with the Canadian press, and part of his answer is exactly what we've heard from him for months, including in the clip that you just heard in this story. Here's what he had to say today.
I think obviously as we look back over the past year in this issue, there are things we could have, should have, would have done differently had we known. Had we known all sorts of different aspects of it. But you don't get do-overs in politics. You only, do the best you can to protect jobs, to respect the independence of the judiciary, and that's exactly what we did every step of the way.
So he made sure to mention protecting jobs in terms of protecting the independence of the judiciary. Now, that's what former Attorney General and Justice Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould was saying wasn't happening, or was concerned about the protection of the independent judiciary. She weighed in today as well with a series of tweets. She said accountability was achieved. She said 2019 began with big questions about the rule of law, and she's glad to see the year ending with the rule of law upheld. Donna?
All right, Abigail Bimman in Ottawa, thank you.